Hello, can I be heard now? Is this okay? Do I sound alright? Testing. That should be better. This is the joy of Mondays. Okay, hello everyone. I'll reiterate what I said before. Hey Maracas Skullman. It sure took me 3 or 4 attempts to process what you had written as your first message in chat today, but hello, I guess. And hey Tara. How you both doing? I have returned to Pokemon Legends EA because I've realized I have not finished the DLC Pokédex in this game, and I am suddenly on the quest to try and do so. Run around. How is everyone doing today? I was doing some shiny hunting, which I realized I'd forgotten to be doing. I got my shiny Cabalion. I realized it was shiny hunting Cabalion where I dropped off the game because something else came out and needed to be playing for work. Hey, Dandelion, thank you very much for the 57 months of sub. How are you doing? Alright, which of these are not sparkly? 7 minutes? Yeah, that's fine. 5-star will do. So right now, all I'm trying to do is do hyperspace tasks in order to fill a research bar so that I can get rare hyperspace zones opened up in the hopes that they'll have a rare creature I don't have in them. So what do I need to do? I need to destroy floating Pokeballs. Catch 2 electric types and 3 species of Pokemon. Okay, that's not too bad to do. This should be a relatively easy catches. Hey, Echo! How are you doing today? Stay caught. It's 2 species, 1 more species. Relating it under Snorlax right now about having not to be asleep, not asleep enough to catch a stream. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, today's been a weird one for awakeness. I struggled to stay awake after having dinner this evening. I'm awake now. I got here to stream a little late, but I got here. I can catch 1 of these eels. That'll be 3 species. Head up. And destroy 2 more floating Pokeballs. Oh, I ran past 1. Okay. Can I get the one down there from up here? Let's find out. Can I get close enough to target it? Yes. And Heat Crash can probably smash down on it while I'm up here. Gonna find where the gold Pokeball spawns in. And not get electrocuted to death in the process. Check it's not in this alcove. No. Hey Natling, I'm doing alright today. I wrote a video script about Tourette's syndrome, which I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It'll be going up later this week. I color-coded a journal document. I was pretty happy with that. I did some nice color coding of files. Old Pokeball's not there. Let's not worry about it. We'll pop out and head into one more hyper zone. Four-star, it's in that really awkward spot to get to. 3-star's probably fine. Now, hopefully this time the big hyperspace I get sent to will be one that has something I don't yet have. 3-star donuts, presumably, that are more appropriate. Yes. Tara says, thank you for the Toxic Fury this season of Dice Funk. Really fun you leaned into. Poor Dog Hop. So many cool blue girlfriends that get occasionally plot to murder each other. I am really curious. I know I keep saying this. I'm very curious to see how people will feel about the decision I have of where I'm going to end that character. I know what her trajectory is likely to be. And I'm very into it, but I'm curious what others will think when we get there. Remember, I'm deleting these, make space. 3 species. I need little sparkly things and floating Pokeballs. The Z8 is for pizza. There is no pizza-themed Pokemon yet, to my knowledge. They have yet to put the pizza into Zar. And I assume I've got there we go. Thumbnail for AA has just come through. That is a fantastic thumbnail. Thank you, Jane. Super appreciate it. It also reminds me to mute my Facebook. You don't eat them when you eat the pizza. Well, I don't know if there's any pizza that the Pokemon can eat, either. I don't think that they let the Pokemon eat pizza. Was there meanies like that? Okay, I need a 3rd species of Pokemon, more sparkles. What are we gonna find? Is the other species gonna be on the rooftops, maybe? It's not down here. Izzy was very confused coming in here and hearing Facebook Messenger. Yeah, sorry, I usually have Facebook muted because I don't want to get notifications. But sometimes I am a fool. He's way up to the rooftops. Need, what, 1 more floating Pokeball. And hopefully this will be enough to finish off my research quest. Tasks completed. Hyperspace survey completed. That's what I needed. Hello, Gumba Master. How are you? Let's get the golden Pokeball. I'll be honest, Gumba Master, I don't follow Toby Fox so closely that I would... to be aware that he is a regular target of milkshake duck attempts. What is the thing that's occurring? What have I missed? Oh, is this the thing I saw about Undertale isn't translated officially into any languages other than English and Japanese because they're the only languages he speaks? And he's not comfortable with trusting the translation to someone that's not himself. I think to call him xenophobic for that is probably a stretch, but also I do think at a certain point as a creator you have to be willing to trust at a certain when your project reaches a certain scale. There are people whose job it is to faithfully translate your work. You maybe be a little less terrified to allow localizers to handle your work. Like, it feels like a certain degree of, hey, this is an official translation, but one that, if anyone complains about an official translation and something in it, you can go, hey, look, I didn't personally translate it, I don't speak those languages. I trusted people whose job it was to do that. I apologize for any issues. Like, it's not like a slightly wonky official translation reflects badly on you, the individual, if you've done your due diligence. Like, I'm of the opinion... I would love for my work to be more easily understood by people in more places. It feels weird to not want that. But I also don't think that's a... It's definitely because he's a racist bigot. Oh! Rotom! This is one of the Pokemon that I don't have in my decks that I needed. Okay, how many am I missing currently? I should check this. I am currently missing... which Pokédex is... 8 Pokemon? So I need... Some of these are trade evolutions. So if anyone's got Legend ZA and the appropriate trade item and can help me out, I need a Sirfetch'd. I need a Porygon Z. I'm about to go catch a Rotom. I need Overquill, which I think means I need specifically a Hisuian Quillfish. What's my evolution method for my Lotic? Is it just make her feel real pretty? I need a Runerigus, which I think means I need a Galarian Yamask. I need an Armarouge, which means I need a Charcadet and the evolution item makes it into this. And then I just need like a handful of the legendaries at the end, I think. Yeah, Izzy, that's kind of the thing, is... Yeah. If an official translation of, say, Gender Euphoria was made available in Spanish, I don't speak Spanish, I would trust the people at my publisher who have worked with multiple localizers and translators for other books in the past to do a faithful and appropriate translation because, hey, they know more than I about where to find someone who they can trust to do that. I trust my publisher's ability to put their trust in a localizer. Okay, do I have anything that's gonna up my... Ooh, ghost? Shiny rates for ghost? No, that's catching power. Very normal. Okay, no. Let's not worry, I don't need a shiny Rotom particularly. Translation is really... yeah. Translations are not easy, but there are good people that do it, yes. Translation is difficult, I'm not denying that. Gumbalasta says, then again, the last publisher you put your trust in. I'm gonna say this, I don't think the fact that I had a publisher that did financial mismanagement crimes is a reason that publishers generally, broadly, can't be trusted to do good work at finding translation services. For any problems I have with Unbound, while they were a functional business, I did trust their ability to find competent translation staff who knew what they were doing. Their ability to do that, and my ability to trust them doing that, is separate from one person at the top of the company did some serious financial crimes. You know, the fact that despite what Unbound did, I still maintain I would trust their ability to translate my work, or to find a translator for my work, should tell you a lot. Anyway, let's see how many Rotom forms we can catch. Okay, fine. I'll actually summon a Pokemon. I'll try and catch the species. Undetected in a moment once I am... Did everyone see the clip of Tomodachi Life of the Mii's talking about lesbian sex? I don't think I've seen that specific clip. Have I shown you the clip that I sent to Steph to prove that that game wasn't censored? I can play it on stream shortly. My first thing I did was confirm to Steph that the word cunt is not censored. And that was an amusing process. Okay, let's... Oh, give me a sec. How do I... beat you? He's a sturdy Rotom. I don't know if I'm going to get the 5,000 points for catching Pokemon undetected when they have catch rates like these. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me find the clip that I sent to Steph. Did I even name it, or did I just leave it as an unlabeled file? I might have just left it as an unlabeled file. Okay, give me 1 second. What am I doing? If I swap to this scene over here.
Would you like to have a chat? About cute cunts.
Yeah, alright.
Right now, it feels like cute cunts is all anyone's talking about these days.
I vaguely remember hearing something about that. I'm no expert, though. I don't really think
This was how I confirmed the filters for this game.
Could you fill me in?
Of course. I'll walk you through it all, don't worry.
Thanks for filling me in and walking me through it, Steph. Hurrah! Right, it's a good game. I cannot wait to play this on stream. Cute cunts is all anyone's talking about these days, it seems. Yeah, I heard something about that. Oh, I'm glad. I like the me that I've made of myself. This is the first time that I've made a me that has reflected my asymmetrical hair and sheer degree of tiredness in my 30s. Steph used my Steph me as her reference for her own in her own Tomodachi Life demo. She's like, I never know how to make me's. You've made me look really cute. I'm like, hell yeah. Okay, let's at least destroy the 3 that I need to destroy. Can I catch 3 Rotom undetected? Gumbo Master, may I ask, are you a person that lives in America? I'm assuming. Because you talk about like, well, it's so hard to translate, what's it called, Homestuck. Because how do you explain the cultural importance of Tab Soda and Fago? 2 things. First of all, you probably don't. You localize rather than translate. You pick something that has similar cultural relevance in the place you're translating to. And second of all, American exported media, oh, yeah, Gumba says, like, I, as a non-US citizen, thought those were made up. That's the point, though. America generally doesn't localize references, and people in other countries just sort of... You either get the reference or you don't, and that's fine. You were able to, as a non-US citizen, still enjoy Homestuck despite thinking that Tab and Fago were made up. Let's say that they translated Homestuck into German and still kept Tab and Fago. At worst, that German reader might think that they were made up things the way that you did, and it doesn't ultimately ruin their ability to enjoy the piece of media, right? Like, I don't think cultural references are a reason that you can't translate a work. It's just... You either do the localization work to find a culturally understandable equivalent, or you just leave them intact. And you know, you can do what people did with manga in the manga scanulations in the 2000s, and have an editor's note that explains the cultural relevance. Okay, caught 1 undetected. Come on. Can I catch 3 Pokemon undetected? Genuinely, I am a really big fan of the cultural... The lost cultural artifact, which is the Scannulation translation note. Because so often they just completely butchered the cultural context they were trying to explain. So often like some 15-year-old translating manga in their manga scannulations in their bedroom did not entirely know what was important cultural context and what was not. And half the time, those footnotes kind of would send a reader down the wrong assumption path. But that's part of their charm. Yes, if it really translates the reader/player that much, they can Google it is always a thing. Okay, here's a story about this. When doing the editing of other people's submissions for Gender Euphoria, there's a couple of places in that book, a couple of contributions from authors who are from other parts of the world and whose cultural references are significantly different to my own as a white person living in the UK. And I went back and forth a lot on where to ask, like, at what points to ask for those authors to do a rewrite in a way that might bring additional clarity to people unaware with the term, but also when to step back from the urge to do that. Like, I was very aware of, am I asking you to water down a cultural concept or to use a word that is not correct for your experience? Like, in some places I was like, how would you feel about us adding a note, like a footnote for this? And in other places I was like, I asked the writer, I was like, my instinct is this is important to leave as it is. Do you have a sense of if there's a, like, am I right that this is one that we shouldn't touch? And if so, would you rather I didn't footnote it? With the understanding of, hey, if someone doesn't know a thing, everyone's got the whole of human knowledge in their pocket. They can Google a word if a word comes up they're not personally familiar with, you know? It's a thing that, like, you have to be cautious of. Like, I didn't want to be the white editor coming in and, like, stripping the cultural context out of non-white works. But alternatively, I was like, there are some places where I think it's gonna help broad readership in some cases, and in some cases, yeah, you push me back. If I ask you for a change, and it is culturally important in a way I have overlooked, please push back on me. Tell me that. I will not be angry. I will appreciate you've told me that I am overlooking something here. Natalie says, oh, the years that Tumblr gays in America were upset that LGBTQ wasn't the universal acronym. Yeah, no, I love that there is diversity in the way we talk about things internationally. And again, when you're creating a book about, say, transness, it's really important not to force all stories of transness to fit the language and narrative that, like, this is the language that I felt comfortable using for those experiences. I need to fit international stories into fitting that same mold, you know? Come on, stay in the dang bowl. That's 2 out of 3 undetected. I have 600 calories left. Oh god, I'm down to only 20 Ultra Balls left. Okay, we got the third. Where's the gold Pokeball gonna spawn in? time to flee. Right. Release spares of you. Oh. Oh. Okay, so how many thousand more? I need 14,000 more hyperspace survey points to open another hyperspace survey. What are my quickest ways to get that gonna be? Yeah, as Natalie points out, like, sometimes you have to deal with language not having words for things. As was one of the things we tackled in one of the Gender Euphoria essays, was someone from, I forget where they were from. Their language didn't have was heavily gendered and didn't have a non-binary third pronoun, and talking about, like, the liberation that was moving to the UK and going, oh, there's a separate one I can use that's aside from the gendered ones, which is certainly not a thing in all languages. It's a thing a lot of people were pointing out, interestingly enough, with Tomodachi Life, now that that's got non-binary identities in it. There's a lot of regional translations where you can pick non-binary as your gender, and then your only pronoun options are the masculine and the feminine. And it's like, oh yes, you can be non-binary, but you've still got a which gendered gender are we calling you? Okay, what can I sell? There we go, 400 Ultra Balls, that'll do for now. So let's do a double rest and see which zones open up in the morning. Can I be bothered to fight Mega Banette? Screw it. Let's try for Mega Banette, see if I can get some nice hyperspace points that way. Oh, I'll find my way to the Mega Banette first. On this roof, okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to take the big ladder up and double back. How many points do I get for beating Mega Banette? I'm gonna move my camera down so I can actually see the point values for these things. What are you worth, Mega Banette? 10,000 if we can beat you. Flying around, Banette. I'm getting in the way. Yeah, what I would assume, from the knowledge I have, is that I suspect someone from BioWare probably spoke to some German non-binary people and picked whatever the most commonly told example of a non-gendered pronoun that they heard from the sample they had, despite the fact there is no true consensus. It was we'll ask as many as we can and we'll work with the answer we get. Okay, they went with a word learned from Swedish. Interesting. That is not a part of the conversations I was involved in. I very much kept my Veilguard conversations to the English language version of that game. The thing I have some experience with. Oh, I'm not gonna beat this in time, am I? Yep, that's on me for running out of energy there. Okay. Are we gonna get a different big raid to do? Not immediately. Check these small ones in case any of these have anything lacking. Oh, you might have the specific type of your mask I need. Neurodivergent is, I think, a good safe catch-all term. Although, now that it has been brought up, I do enjoy, I occasionally enjoy for myself a good, touched by the Fae or, taken by the fairies. You know, on occasion, I'll get a little British folklore about it. I need today? I need to move my camera down a little bit still is what I need to do. I can see. Ah, yeah, that'll do. I think this is the specific type of your mask I need. One fire type to catch. Yes, changeling. Changeling's a good term. The good self-descriptor that I enjoy. No, not down. Back up. How do I evolve your mask? I need to remind myself. Well, mask into Runarigus. Put in ZA. Don't push it, the Coolant Waterway. Where is the Coolant Waterway? Yeah, okay. So must survive taking at least 49 points of damage without fainting. Okay, so. Going to level you up. To the point that... Oh, I need to put you in my party for a second. I'll level you up considerably. Nice high leveled. You can take at least 49 damage. Come on, attack my Yamask. Come on, attack with something that isn't a normal type move. I know you can do damage. A little more. without me getting... me getting knocked out is the problem. I need something that's going to do more damage to it without hitting me. Okay. Hey! Hey, Daniel Aldrin. I'm doing pretty good. I'm finally getting back to completing my DLC Pokédex that I haven't gotten around to finishing because I am a fool. Let's try that again. So we're going to fly to Area 17. Send out your mask and have it. Then run. We're gonna walk under this bridge. And hopefully I did that correctly. Walk under the bridge. Ah, we gotta be under the shade of the bridge. There we go, there we go. Ah, speaking of being cat warmers, I talked about this before, a little while ago. Lost our cat Smudge. She lived to a ripe old age, she did well. It was inevitable it was going to eventually happen. But me and Jane have been looking at cat adoption websites for older cats that need rehoming. You know, we're not looking at like breeders and kittens. We're looking at older cats. You know, looking at cats that are maybe a little unwell and could do with a loving indoor home. We maybe found one that we've reached out about as maybe a new cat that comes to live with us. We'll see, but a lot of the places for, like, adopting older cats, general rule of thumb would like cats to be adopted by households where they can be outdoor cats. The cats that are up for adoption or fostering that are indoor always cats tend to be cats that have immune deficiencies or disabilities of various kinds, which works great for us because we're like, we'll happily have a little disabled baby and be like, we'll make you a bunch of little accessibility stuff. It'll be great. So the cat we're looking at is not necessarily that old. She's, I think maybe, if I remember right, I think about 5 years old. Old enough to have developed a personality and you know what you're getting in for, which is the thing you cannot guarantee with a kitten. But you're a little wonky, and that's okay. It'll be a little wonky baby, potentially. And we're very okay with a little wonky baby. So, yeah, we're trying not to get our hopes up, but we have a very cat-shaped hole in our routine. It's very much been a thing of, I keep having moments of like, yeah, this house does not feel complete without a little fluffy baby in it. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll first. Down to 6 to go. Yeah, let's try for this one. I like the thought. Oh, what's around and shiny? Something shiny is about. Let me get a little further away and then come back into range and see if I can triangulate that way. Yeah, Izzy being able to breathe is important. That is, of the reasons to not be allowed a cat, that's a pretty good one. Part of me was hopeful that whatever cat we found, that we would end up finding a black cat needing a home. I used to have a black cat growing up, and I'm very aware that they have a lot of trouble finding homes for black cats because people are deeply superstitious. But might be a little white cat maybe. Means you gotta keep them extra looked after and clean and tidy because, you know, these are gonna be visible if they're dirty. You gotta keep them nice and clean. There we go. Boy, I'm Dandelion, I believe they're good luck, but a lot of people in the UK do not believe they're good luck. Voids are precious babies. We saw the wonky little face on this one, and we was just like, yeah. You might be the friend. There's another burglary in the attic storage, so my mum is going to confront the burglars. The burglars are in your home as we speak. That is, I mean, all I can say is good luck. That is not ideal. Oh. Oh, by myself a second, not being attacked. Okay, 14 alpha Pokemon. Yes, I'm hesitant to show off anything about this potential cat until they happen to be living with us, if that happens. If for no other reason than I don't want the internet to get weird and be like, ah ha, let's go try and adopt that cat before Laura and Jane can, because the internet's weird sometimes. Oh, couldn't quite get all my... all the Pokemon in this one was so aggressive. Oh, have a good night, Tara. Okay, let's try somewhere else. Less aggressively violent. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that'll do. Floating Pokeballs, sparkling items, catch window. Catch window is an easy one to use. Natalie, I'm glad that there's no longer people in your home trying to actively steal things. That seems like a positive improvement. Apologies that I don't really know what else to say about that. No, you do not need to be sorry that you were in the process of being robbed. I apologize for not having much. Yeah, no, it sounds like you live in a place, for sure. I'm glad you're okay. I apologize for not having much other practical input other than being glad you're alright. Okay, one more hyperspace and we'll probably be where we need to be. Ugh. Apple Master says, before the bank took it, our house had an attic where squirrels stashed their nuts. The most interesting thing that I had going on in... Okay, I have two attic stories. I was gonna say the most interesting thing that's happened in an attic in a place where I lived is a wasp's nest happened in the attic, which we only knew about because during the winter suddenly there were dead wasps on our stairs every day because all the males were being kicked out the hive. Might have been a beehive. Whichever one kicks out all the men in the winter. I think it was wasps. But interesting attic stories. Not the attic of the house, but of the garage. My older brother may have invited a sex worker to live in our garage when he was 17? Maybe 17. At age maybe 17, he might have invited a sex worker to live in the garage, in the the tool shed in the garden for a bit. Sorry, now things that took the landlords months to replace the glass in the door after the hand grenade. I am underestimating this place, it would seem. Oh, I hear a shiny somewhere. Oh, Beldum, you're a really cool shiny. Where'd you go, Beldum? Oh, and I got knocked out. I should have saved. I should have heard the shiny sparkle and saved. I need to get my muscle memory back for see the shiny sparkle and save. Yeah, as Echo says, you can't just say after the hand grenade and stop there. I have a hand grenade story, but, like, I recognize it's a story. When I bring it up, I tell the hand grenade story. But that wasn't even my house, and I tell the hand grenade story. I don't know if I've told this... I don't know if I've told this one. I don't know if I've told the one about, the place I lived directly after living in the pub flat. I couldn't leave my house one day because there was a police cordon in the street in front of the house because someone had been stabbed about an hour before I woke up, like right in the middle of the street. Like someone got stabbed like right in the middle of the street. Living in sketchy places does at least give you stories to tell. I'll give it that. I need boulders to destroy. Pokeballs. Ooh, neighbor ending up murdered in a wheelie bin sure is something. Pokopia does not have shinies. There are no shinies whatsoever in Pokopia. Despite the very amusing image I saw on launch day of someone with a quote-unquote shiny Ditto to play as. I was like, okay. Okay, let's see if I can get up onto the roof quickly to see if I can find the golden Pokeball, and then we get the hell out of here. Those Angels blew up a neighbor's stove when he stole drugs from them. Yeah, that is a story. Everyone's got their stories. My neighbor got shot in his knees for owing money to someone. Not the kind of person you want to owe money to, it sounds like. Okay, research challenge. Please tell me it's a good one and not one of these ones where it's like, you unlocked the right to go to a battle zone. I'm like, I don't need a battle zone. All I'm going to use the battle zone is to get points to roll for another fucking chance at this. Okay, what rare scan are we gonna do this time? Where is the rare? It's the fucking battle one. Okay. So the thing I really don't like about ZA is that the DLC's post-game is so reliant on, oh, you want this one legendary? Load, get special scans over and over, and most of them are, do some battles. It's like, no, I don't need the... Let me re-roll the special zone until I get one that has something I need. I need 25,000 points to try for another special scan, and I'm gonna guess we can get at most 15,000 from this battle zone. Evelyn says, we were told this was a quiet block when we moved in. So far there's been a murder, an overdose, drug dealing, someone throwing a fridge freezer down the stairs, and a microwave out of the window, and now an Airbnb that apparently attracts trouble. There are only 4 flats. Wow. Okay, 17,000. Okay, this will get me most of the way to the next scan at least. Okay, what do I need to be doing? Super effectives, defeat trainers. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, super effective hits 25. Okay, in 14 years, that's not too bad. Turn around. Got him! Oh, I fully expect them to do more stuff with the Pokemon setting. It's been a big success for them. I would be surprised if they didn't. One more trainer. Oh, Cleaver, you are a beast. Okay, what's your last creature, friend? Ooh, Tyranitar. Oh, you're gonna be a problem, Sarah, aren't you? Oh, I lost out on 7,000 stupid points. Shouldn't have fought the red trainer. Should have been more aggressive on my heels. When was my last save? I think I might still be in there. Last save. Find out. Yes, okay. Let's fully heal up the team before we fight. Get a 5th fight in. Get that other 7,000 bloody points. I am excited for Pokemon Champions in, as you say, 8 days. 8 days. Gosh. I'm very excited for a competitive Pokemon game to come out, not alongside a main series entry. So I actually have an excuse to play competitive and not just be too busy shiny hunting to get in on the early metagame. Like, I'm not amazing. Will I stream this? Yeah, I will probably stream some Pokemon Champions when it comes out. I'll say this. I know it's a very different thing. I have been reliably playing the seasons of Ranked Online in Legends ZA. Legends ZA is maybe the first time in a Pokemon game where I've gone, you know what, every time the ladder resets, I'm going to play until I climb back up to A again. which is a rarity for me. She's going to... Yeah, she's going to battle me the second I get out. Yeah, I don't know what my... Yeah, I know it's a very different thing. But what I mean is more because I didn't have an entire new dex of stuff to be shiny hunting for, and I was able to do the shiny hunting I wanted much quicker while the first competitive season was on. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll give it a go. And it's like, you know what? I do have it in me to get invested about online competitive Pokemon results. I do have that in me, and I've watched enough videos of competitive players talking through strategy and their approaches to play over the years where I'm like, I should put that knowledge to some good use. I'm not going to say I'm going to be good, but I'm excited to have an excuse to just get really... to get pretty into competitive for a bit. If nothing else, I'm really looking forward to the mobile release when it eventually happens, to have something to play on the train. Having attempts at ranked competitive battles while, you know, traveling about, or waiting for an appointment or something. That's going to be real nice. Okay, I need 8,000 points. Can I get 8,000 points before the stream tonight ends? Let's rest at the bench twice, reset our spawns. Oh, I'm aware PvP battles are not anywhere near as fast as PvE battles. You don't have to explain. I have dabbled here and there in PvP before. I will also say, in some ways, at least with champions, they are going to be a little faster. Much like Smash Ultimate, they really seem to have sped up a lot of the battle animations to go, hey, the move itself is not going to take up time. Sure, your opponent deciding their move might, you know, be a bit of a wait, but once that's done, the move itself will go pretty quick. Which mega are you? Don't recognize you. Where do I hear a shiny? There you are. Hooray! New shiny. Well, I filled 2 of my 8 deck slots this evening on stream, so that's progress. If I can beat this Pokemon, I might get one more roll on the is it a hyperspace I need roll. Yeah, I'll say this. I haven't played a lot of like, I didn't play a lot of competitive, Scarlet and Violet, for example. Weirdly, training Pokemon up to be ready for some of the bigger raids, and particularly trying to solo some of the bigger raids, I do have a decent number in Scarlet and Violet of relatively competitive ready Pokemon. They might not be 100% the most, optimal PvP spreads, but, like, I have Pokemon where I have gone to the effort of bottle cap training them, setting their EVs to where I want them, giving them a good held item, giving them a sensible move spread, for example. Minutes is plus 96. Yeah, that's the best I'm gonna get. Oh, Ampharos. Oh, you shouldn't be too bad of a mega to defeat. Are you 10,000 as well? If you're 10,000, that's great. Yeah, I've enjoyed some of the Champions previews I've checked out. Wolf Glick has a pretty good Champions preview. So does it's one of the people that Aaron Zhang. Aaron Zhang's got a pretty good write-up. Hey, Darksteel, thank you very much for the 40 months of sub. Thank you. Sorry, one moment while I try not to get destroyed. How are you liking Life is Strange Reunion so far? I'm really happy with it overall. I think they did Max and Chloe justice. I'm interested to see which ending you get. I don't know if you finished. If you have, I can probably safely tell you which one I got. I finished a first playthrough. I successfully caught one of the two people and was wrong about the second person. I got a relatively happy ending. I got a pretty happy, trusting each other, good ending. All things considered. I played it entirely in one sitting. No, because I didn't catch one of the two people, a couple of people were lost in the fire. No one major, but a couple of people were lost in the fire. I was able to stop the throwable. I didn't stop the other thing. Yes, Darksteel, I'm aware. I played blind. I didn't go in with a guide or anything. I didn't have enough evidence to do the other catch, and I wanted to do it authentically. I wasn't gonna go out of my way to look up how you get different endings before playing it. I wanted to play it blindly, and I had a great time. Darksteel, I've heard the same, but I'm also really... I really struggle to find places where you could avoid using your rewind powers, because a lot of places where I assumed you could avoid using them and just commit to your choices, where I thought that would be the case, the game just refused to continue unless I rewound and fucked around with stuff. Will I play it again at some point? Yeah, I will try and make time to play it again. I would like to play it again. I will say, if you want to see my first playthrough, I did it all on stream on Friday, over 2 streams, so you can either check it out as a Twitch or YouTube VOD, over about 12 hours in 2 streams. I don't know if I'll do it again on stream, but if there's demand for it, mayhaps. We'll see. Honestly, yeah, I'm pretty, yeah, I think you got some reasonable Fantasy Critic points out of that. Darksteel says, if you stream it again, would you be okay with us dropping the occasional hint? Don't want to give away the solutions finding the perpetrator, just want to point you in the right direction. I have said this before and I will say it again, I would explicitly ask people not to do that. If I want to be given a hint, in any game ever, if I want to be given a hint on how to do something, I will ask chat, hey, can you give me a hint on blank? If not, like, I don't even want to be told, like, ooh, there's another thing you've not seen. I'm not going to tell you how to get it, but there's a path you might miss coming up. Like, if I want to get a specific ending, I'll probably have a walkthrough up on screen going, how do I get the ending I want to get? If I'm not looking at a walkthrough, it's because I kind of want to work it out by myself. I don't know if I'm doing damage fast enough. Right, what if I try switching to you? Oh, this is way better damage output. Okay. Oh. There we go, we took down a Mega. Gets us 10,000 points, which means we can do one more special scan and find out if it's one of the ones I needed or not. Ooh. Yes, I am very glad that alongside the general all-purpose games press that were invited to check out Pokemon Champions, I think it was smart that the two groups of press that seemed to get invites for Pokemon Champions were largely people who self-profess who have never really to enjoy Pokemon, but who have never really tried the competitive side, and top 4, top 8 in the world at the World Championships level competitive players. It's players who will go, oh, there's a bunch more information and this is way less scary to look at and way less scary to try. And the people who can go, hey, they changed Protect from 16 to 8 PP, and that is, like, wildly going to change the balance of the competitive landscape, as is getting rid of IVs, meaning that you can no longer run a deliberately 0 IV Pokemon to make it run better in Trick Room. I'm like, these are exactly the 2 perspectives I need. Okay, where's this other special? Oh, this is gonna be a legendary of some kind? Is this one that I want to shiny hunt? Give me a moment to find out. So, I'm going to do a little trick to make a backup save before I do this. So, in order to be able to back out if I want to get a special, like a shiny hunting donut for this, I would like to heal my Pokemon. And by doing that here, I'm going to see it in the top right say, you have saved. Saved your game. Now saving. That is a special backup save that I'm going to come back to later. Then, fast travel here. I'm going to demonstrate how to use shiny hunting tricks here. So, I have shiny hunting donuts for grass, water, fire, fairy, normal, etc. Let's try a level 3 fairy sandwich. I don't know if this is going to be a fairy type legendary. Probably not. Who knows? But if not, there's a trick. Because as soon as I enter here, it's going to create an autosave. Save it, preventing me from rolling back my save. Oh, Meloetta, what's your type? Psychic normal. Can Meloetta be shiny in... there's the shiny Meloetta as a home reward for completing Scarlet and Violet. Eonjo and the Swords of Justice. Okay, this is shiny a lot, so I can't get a shiny one, but... Ah, screw it, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna go find Meloetta. And that's probably where I'm going to end the stream for tonight, is once I have caught Meloetta and got another Dex entry done. You... Ooh, there could be a fairy-type shiny around here somewhere. I used a level 3 sparkling power. There should be a guaranteed shiny somewhere around where I started. Reset. I don't want to lose that Meloetta. Reset me inside. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh! Well, that was easy. We're gonna have a quick run around and listen out for the sparkle sound, because I should have a guaranteed shiny. I used a level 3 sparkling sandwich for fairy, which should guarantee me a shiny fairy somewhere in this level. I mean, near here. Aha! Shiny Wigglytuff. There we go. Silhouette. And that should bring me down to only 5 dex entries left to go. I'm slowly chipping away. I need to find someone else who has ZA and the DLC to do my couple of trade evolutions with. Oh, 6 to go, I guess. My Farfetch'd and my Porygon. Possibly Overquill. Oh, one of the Swords of Ruin still to find. Couple of legendaries and mythicals. But I'm mostly there. Cool, thank you very much everyone for watching. I will be back streaming again on Wednesday of this week. What else have I got coming up this week? Let me have a look. We've got a new Where Everybody Has Gone Before, where myself and Jeffrey will be talking about an episode of Star Trek. Which one are we talking about this week? It might be the one where Ensign Harry Kim backflips away from sex for an hour because he is too asexual for the island of the planet of the Sirens. It's a fun one. I believe it's also the episode where Jeffrey's mic quality increases, so look forward to that. We've got a Fix Your Heart or Die going up on Wednesday, where we talk about the clearly David Lynchian inspirations of the 1994 Flintstones movie, starring the same man who plays Agent Dale Cooper in Twin Peaks. I'm forgetting his name, but he's also the villain in the Flintstones. It's April Fool's Day, and we're doing a silly episode where we talk about the Flintstones as inspired by David Lynch. There's an episode of Accessibility going up on Friday where we talk about Tourette's and video games. And also something else going up this week, I think. Conquisition. Catch all the stuff as it goes up. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Goodbye.